we have with the ANC in Ikuruleni and everywhere else, and national to a particular extent. We can't throw our toys. We are in a coalition. We have not won any power. In the coalition, you negotiate every day for the next 5 years. Every day. Today you are in, tomorrow you are out. Did you see how mayors gets changed here? You wake up today, there's a new mayor, you can't even pronounce the name. As you are still practicing the name and mastering it, the guy is gone. That one of Joburg. Guamanda. 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 When we grab the name, gone. And then what? It's coalitions by their own nature. They are unstable, especially if they find people who are not matured to know that no one has won power. Because I told the ANC when I met with them, Panyaza and some of the leadership of the ANC, I said, every day in the province, in the municipalities, every day when you wake up, put it in your mind that you have lost power. Because you still want to operate like you've got power. And in the desperation to hang into power, they are even prepared to sleep with a strategic enemy. So, this is just power mongering. There's no principle at all. And it's a lie that if you insource, the banks lose confidence in you. Why didn't they lose confidence in Mashaba when he insourced here in Johannesburg? Why didn't they lose confidence in us when we passed the resolution in Ikuruleni that we are going to insource? There must be an investigation on how we can go about it. Ikuruleni never lost any support of the banks. Again, Swart Khafar. And it's not shocking coming from Freedom Front. Because Freedom Front is a direct product of apartheid. They are the direct beneficiaries of apartheid. They are the designers of Swart Khafar. Because Freedom Front will say to people, if black people take over, they are going to kill white people. That's what they used to advocate for. So they are good with a lie. And we're not shocked they're saying the thing. There is no any motion, any insourcing that is going to drive away the banks. That's why we're talking about the establishment of state banks, so that when the commercial ones threaten to walk out, the state bank must walk in. Because we're not going to be dictated to by capitalist white-owned banks in South Africa. We must refuse that. We support the ANC leadership in Gauteng. And we don't do that in exchange for positions. The ANC national has made it very clear to them. You can go anywhere except the EFF. And they said, okay, we can go anywhere except EFF or MK, that's fine. But we're not going to DA. We're choosing to stay out with other small parties out of that GNU arrangement. That is a fair thing. When I met President Ramaphosa, I proposed that. I said, if you have a problem with going with the EFF, please don't go with the DA. Go alone and constitute a minority government. Exactly what Gauteng did, but they did it after. It was before even Gauteng did it. I said to President Ramaphosa, we've got 40%. Mapantiti have got this percent. This one has got that percent. You put together those percentages, you are still at the right position to can make decisions, because we will not support the DA in Parliament. Even when we are in disagreement with you, we will not vote with the DA, we'll rather abstain. And if we abstain, you make it through in Parliament. So Ramaphosa didn't need the DA at all. But he decided to go with the DA. So, at the center of this, I don't understand what Mbalula ate from who. Because the guy has changed. No one, the people who grew up with him, not a single person can identify the Mbalula who's speaking today, who's addressing us every week like a presenter of Pala Pala FM. He's always pete, 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 saying a lot of nothing. Every week, there's a week where he addressed us the whole week. The whole week. So, why is Mbalula defending GNU even more than the person who came with the GNU, Ramaphosa? I mean, Ramaphosa is very reasonable about it. Mbalula is not reasonable about it. You speak against it, you will get a letter. What are you saying? When you arrive there, Ramaphosa says, hey, what are you doing here? Say, no, I'm called here. Say, there's no explanation. No, you are a list man. I don't understand what this guy is talking about. He is more GNU more than the person who came. The person who came with this thing is Ramaphosa. Mbalula is the main man to date. He has overtaken the founder of the GNU. I'm very scared of that gem. It has changed the man. The man has changed completely. A sellout of note, always ready to destroy his own in defense of white supremacists. To an extent that Mbalula agrees to put his signature on that agreement, which is a sold-out agreement, sell-out agreement. The historical account will be that Mbalula is the one who signed off our country back into the hands of white people. Ordinarily, such an agreement should be signed by a president. But Ramaphosa made a calculated move that I'm not going to go into this historic document, which is a sellout position. It was Mandela at Codesa who took de Klerk toe for toe. It was not Secretary General. It was Mandela and de Klerk like this. Today, when this is a complete sellout, they say, no, save the president, let this one come. Matriculous, let him come and sign what he doesn't know. And then Helen reminds him every day. But Mbalula, read. The problem is that you don't read. That is not what the agreement says. He's relying on verbal utterances. He has never read the thing. But he signed it. So, if Gauteng comes to us and say, guys, let's talk, let's come together, we are more than willing to talk to them. Pala Pala case, we told you Pala Pala will never die. It will never die. Even if it dies in the constitutional court, it shall be revived in parliament. When Ramaphosa gets removed as the president of the ANC, the new president will not be interested in that thing. Will say, no, but this is what you need to do. Ramaphosa's day in court is coming with an independent NPA, with an objective parliament, with a parliament that is constituted the way we are constituting this parliament now. Pala Pala can pass. And Ramaphosa gets to be impeached, because you can be impeached even when you have left the office and followed up with criminal charges. So Pala Pala will never die. We have not eaten anything from Pala Pala people. That's why we have carried it. Helen has eaten. She supported the motion with John Steenhuisen in Parliament after eating the agriculture post, swallowed it. Now they've made a U-turn on Pala Pala. We are going to court about Pala Pala. Because our argument with Pala Pala is that once the panel says you move this way, Parliament has got no any other option except to follow what the panel says. The panel never said he's guilty. It just said there is a prima facie and therefore you have to investigate if these things are true or not. But there is an impeachable case. And that's why we're pursuing this matter. Because the former Chief Justice, Ngobo, said, we're going. This is a correct direction to take. It's not us, politicians. It's not us, politicians. It's the former Chief Justice who said, there is an impeachable case. Let the man come and answer for himself. Let those judges of the Constitutional Court go and disagree with their former Chief Justice. In Mogale City, we are in a coalition. We don't agree with tenders, but they are tendering every day. The policy of the EFF that we don't want tenders. But we are not in power. We are negotiating with the people in Mogale City. Guys, let's build the state capacity and do away with this thing of tenders. So the question is going to be, because you don't want tenders and these people are tendering, what are you going to do? We are there fighting that struggle every day. That's what coalition means. The same goes to the land auction. We don't agree with the land auction. We are saying the land must be given to our people free of charge. And anyone who auctions the land knows very well who is the highest bidder. Because there will never be one amongst us who can be the highest bidder against these people. So you actually want to give it to white people, but we are giving it to them through a back door and calling it an auction. I don't know about Prasa. We'll follow up. I didn't know there's such a thing. After this, we'll make a follow-up. Because if that is the case, we'll attend to it. Steinhoff, you are quite correct. Pastor Ray Macaulay passed away. 4:05 was reporting outside his home or outside his church or